Restoration. It's Restoration with Stacy. Thank you very much for making time to watch us, our studio audience. Thank you very much for coming to watch today's edition. And I would also want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors. Restoration. My costume is by Ophelia of ABS Collection, Dansuman Zodiac. My hair is by Inshira of Inshilo at Kolebu, opposite ECG, very few meters away from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. I'm saying thank you very much to Diva Strength for my lovely shoes. Diva Strength is at Jowlu near Sith Theatre. She's actually between Sith Theatre and Bedita Pharmacy. She's on the first floor of that building. And also to Grace for my makeup. And I say that I really appreciate this young man. Grace, let's see you. Ah, come on. Give her thanks. She told me, I'm a student. I said, yes, I love the fact that you're a student and you're doing something for yourself. So come make me up. And she started something beautiful. Her number is there, so you can contact her for your makeup. Grace, thank you very much. Thank you so much. And to all of you studio audience, I have to appreciate you again. My technical team, you guys are just amazing. I love all of you. And to all our viewers at home, thank you one more time. In life, when you tell your story and people do not really understand the depth and the lessons your story have to teach, you will be misjudged. And next, our guest has been misjudged. And today, she will be telling us how she really feels, what she has been through, and what she hopes that we will help her build. Let's welcome our guest, actress Vicky Zugah.
Welcome to the end of the tunnel. I see a bright light shining through. Hello. And it's just for you.
Oh, yeah.
There is hope for the
time and Vicky calls me mommy because I'm really her mommy.
Because your son's birthday is
my son and Vicky share the same birthday, 11th October.
Yes.
So she doesn't have a choice. I'm her mom. Vicky, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
By grace, we're doing so well.
Thank God.
How are you faring? Aside, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm fine. I should be fine.
Are you good?
Yes.
Are you happy?
I should say I am.
Extremely or quite?
I'm quite happy.
Okay, so we know you've had a rough period. A few weeks back has been pretty rough. And just when one was dying out, another one started. Mm-hmm. But before I even go to those issues, I want to find out who you are. Because sometimes when people don't know who you are, when they don't know what you've been through, what your story is, they judge you wrongly. Mm-hmm. Very early in your life, you got pregnant. How old were you?
I was 19. I had my daughter when I was 20.
Were you in school?
No, I had completed SHS. I was in the School of Cosmetology. I was almost done, so. And
you were doing lobby?
I left school. I finished the cosmetology school when I was 5 months pregnant.
Was it planned?
No, it wasn't.
And did you want to get rid of it, or you decided not to?
No, I decided to keep it. My mom asked me to keep it, so I decided to keep it.
Wow, we're really hearing stories lately of mothers who are very supportive.
Yeah.
So did she give you support?
Yeah, she did. The whole time she was there.
Who is the father of that child?
He doesn't live here. He lives in the US.
But does he support?
Yes, he takes care of the child.
So how old is your child now?
She's 14.
Whoa. You have a 14-year-old already?
Yes.
Wow. In junior high or senior high?
She's in junior high.
So do you open up and talk to her about life so that she doesn't end up the way you ended up?
Yeah, I ask her questions sometimes. She's kind of shy, I don't know why, to talk to me about certain things. So most of the time I do the talk, I start the conversation, I ask her questions and then we talk.
Does she open up? She'll not be comfortable.
So, sometimes it's okay. I'm sure if she's about 16 or so, it will be better.
Be easier. Was growing up difficult for you?
Difficult is not the word. I would say it wasn't stable.
Okay.
Was,
where was your father?
My mom and dad separated at I was very young when they separated. So I lived with my mom, but I'll go to my dad during the weekend or vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really have them together like that. Love that like couple will show
where
their
you have
kids.
A father figure.
Exactly, in the home, where you have the mom and dad together in a home, where you get advice from each of them, like if you need it at the time. So it wasn't balanced for me. It was a bit rough.
Was it painful?
How do you say painful?
Because my father wasn't there. The first time I saw my father, I was about 16 or 17. And I remember when I was about 12 or 13, I would just be in my room and cry. I would cry. Because, you know, when your parents always have issues, you have family members feeding you with all sort of information, be it true or not. Your father is irresponsible. Your father doesn't want to take care of you. Yes. So there were times I would be in my room and cry.
They were separated, but my dad was always there for us.
He was. Yeah. Your dad did very well. Were you ever looking out for that father figure love elsewhere? That could be the reason you ended up pregnant at 19.
There were issues, but I don't think it was because I was looking for a father figure, because my dad was always there. I wasn't looking for...
Were you close?
Yes. We were close. We were close, but at a point, he wanted me to do secretariat, and I did cosmetology. So we had some misunderstanding at a point, but we resolved it and we're okay. So
when you got pregnant, what was his reaction?
He wasn't very happy with me.
He's not he was upset.
Compared to my mom.
Your father was upset.
Yes, he wasn't. So the support wasn't there till I had the baby, and then he came in.
I'm asking all of these because sometimes when people are going through a situation, you need to know where they're coming from. You need to know the pains they've been through to judge them. That was why I asked if your father was there.
Yeah, he was.
So why were you looking for love at 19?
I wasn't looking for love. At the time, it wasn't love I was looking for.
It was infatuation?
I think it was adventure.
Oh, as for this adventure there, you lost.
It was adventure at the time because I lost my virginity at 19 and I got pregnant at 19. So it was adventure.
One time shot. One time. Oh. Were you curious?
Yes, I wanted to experience it. At my age, almost everybody around me had that.
Why did you want to experience it? Was it peer pressure?
I think it was peer pressure. Because everybody around me had done it at the time.
All your friends, they had Bieja. At 19, so I'm sure most of your friends were 18, 19,
yes,
20.
Age mates, yes.
Yeah, 17. And they were Biejas.
Even in junior high and senior high, a lot of people were pressurizing us to experience it. You had to be strong. I went to West Africa Secondary School, and you know how that school is. You had to be strong to be able to go through the whole...
To keep it to cosmetology school, then you eventually be a...
So yeah, the peer pressure was there. I think it was a huge influence.
How did you know you were pregnant?
My diet changed at a point. I went to school. We normally ate wache in the morning, but at a point I couldn't eat the wache anymore. And when I brush in the morning, I'll throw up. And my mom told me I was pregnant.
Did you melt?
When she said that,
yeah.
I was disappointed in myself. Yes, but she did well. She encouraged me.
Yes, because for someone who has been able to have peer pressure push her to try sex, I'm sure if you have spoken to your friends, the next thing they'll tell you abortion.
Yes.
Did any of them tell you to abort?
I couldn't tell any of them I was pregnant. My mom had to go to the school to tell the proprietress to give me some time. You know, I couldn't tell anyone.
So fast forward, you had your baby and everything. When did movie step in?
When my daughter was about 3 years old, that was when I started movie.
You started acting, and that one went very well for you.
Yes.
Without issues, without drama.
Yes, because I dedicated my life to my daughter and my career. That was how come I stayed so long to have before having my son. Because I gave myself about 10 years to build my career and to be there for my daughter.
But you still gave yourself room to fall in love again?
Yes.
Over the weeks, the media has come out with a lot of speculations about some guys they claim you dated, some that you did say yes you dated, some that you said no, I didn't have a relationship, a sexual relationship with these people, but it was more of a platonic relationship, but it was your word against theirs. Was it really necessary that you end up with people in the industry?
Most of them, they weren't really in the industry when we met. Most of them got in like full time after we met. So I don't select people in the industry to go out with. It just happens.
It just clicks.
Nobody decides where love comes from. So
most of them who had something intimate to do with you said you were very abusive, but looking at you, you're a very beautiful young woman. You're so sweet. I know you from afar, I know you from near. You're not an abusive person. But when the whole drama started, most of them said you were very abusive. Did you abuse any of your partners?
If I did, they didn't let me know. Till I started my campaign, some of them started coming out. They didn't let me know. And one thing I've realized is that, apart from my story, I've listened to other victims' stories. If you are bold enough to come out and speak out, the
men would always come back to hit at you.
Yeah, they say that is to make you look bad and make it look as if you are the reason they did what they did to you. But nothing justifies it. There shouldn't be any reason why you should hit anybody. If I wrong you and you're not comfortable with my actions and stuff, just walk out of the relationship.
Or let's talk.
Let's talk. And most of the time, when they hit me first, I sit them down. We try to resolve it. They apologize, everything, and then it happens again. So I realized I wasn't the problem.
Was it jealousy?
Maybe because the first guy who, the first scenario that made the guy hit me was because someone had sent me a text, and he saw the text. I went on the show. After the show, the guy sent me a text to thank me for coming on the show. Black boy. Okay. And he saw the text and then he started beating me up.
Just because the presenter was showing appreciation and said thank you?
Yes.
What did you do?
He said, if I can remember vividly, he said, thanks dear for coming, I appreciate.
So and just the dear in context was a problem?
Yes.
So he had to punch you?
He beat me up mercilessly because of that text. So I think yes, jealousy.
So why didn't you report this guy to the police?
For so many reasons. For so many reasons. I'm not that strong when it comes to hurting people. I feel some way about doing retaliating when people do me wrong.
You don't want to do to others what you don't want others to do to you.
Yes.
So you just. And
I feel that two wrongs cannot make anything right. At the time, this is what I was thinking, that okay, he beat you up, you report him, he goes to jail, and then what? You feel guilty for the rest of your life for putting someone's son behind bars.
But he won't go in for life. When you abuse a woman or a man, you don't go in for life.
I didn't know anything like this then. But now I regret all of that. I should have, actually.
Because now it doesn't make your story
believable.
Believable. Because if you hit a woman and she goes to the police station to report, there is a document. So you could go back when all the drama started and the police can give you proof that, oh yes, on 10th October before her birthday, Obobo Anasum, December 24th before Christmas, Obutu Butu no. They would give you a list.
Yeah.
So people know that what you're saying is the truth. And I have been very passionate about your campaign because it's a campaign, Restoration has been running for about 3 years now, which is the Love Project. We support a lot of young women who are going through abuse. Women go through stuff. And when they have the power to talk about it, they become victims. The society will judge them. There are high court judges who are being abused who cannot talk about it.
Yeah.
There are police women who are being abused who cannot talk about it. There are military women being abused. They cannot open their mouth to say, pastors' wives, ministers' wives are being abused. But who do they go to talk to? Because as soon as they go out to talk to, they even forget the abuse. And it's the woman. Yeah. And if you're not careful, they will run you down. You're going to lose your focus. You're going to lose a lot of things. So to save themselves the drama, these women will not even come out to speak. So first and foremost, I really, really have to applaud you for being able to come out and say, listen, I was in some relationships, I messed up. I really have to applaud you, and I think you should all applaud her.
Thank you.
Let's be honest. How many of you seated here have ever been abused? I wasn't expecting anybody to raise their hands because you are not proud of it and you cannot talk about it. But I can tell you for a fact, there are few of you whose boyfriends or partners have slapped you and you've gone quite blind before.
Apart from that, there's the sexual abuse,
and the verbal abuse is much dangerous than the physical abuse. Because when you're pretty, like Listic is so pretty, but she could be with a man who feels insecure about himself and says, your baby, look at her ugly face. But you know you're beautiful. And the man keeps saying, ugly face, who do you think you are? And because he's constantly saying it, it registers. So you look in the mirror and you ask yourself, am I that beautiful? Am I just fooling myself? And this is what women go through every day. And until we speak about these things, it's going to be a problem for the next generation. So I was quite disappointed how the public came at you. And I think for most of the guys who came out to say whatever they wanted to, some admitted that, yes, they hate you. But they tried to explain why. But I think what they should have done was to apologize and not explain. Don't you agree with me? Yes. You did it. I've done it. Madam, I'm sorry. And what I was even expecting them to do was to join your campaign so they could educate men that love is beautiful. Love is this. You don't have to hit a woman because you love her. And for me, Chemfe is a good friend. And Chemfe was doing a domestic violence campaign sometime with that song. Why you the Bitamo? So when the media brought up his name, I was like, is it really true? Did Chemfe hit you?
I never mentioned Chemfe. Chemfe never hit me.
I would have been so disappointed.
Chemfe never, ever hit me. I don't know where that list of names
came from.
Chemfe never
So who actually hit you?
The past three. Like consistently, the past three people I dated.
Because you were with Chemfe for quite a long time. Yeah. And he was clean. He never hit you.
He doesn't talk.
He doesn't.
And sometimes I'll get mad at him for not talking.
So why did you leave him? Or why did he leave you? He was too quiet.
At the time, I was hyper and he was down.
He wouldn't even talk.
He wouldn't talk. He wouldn't step out. He's always in his room on the computer. And you want to discuss, he's too tired. Most of the time, he's tired for doing nothing. So I got bored.
So at what time did you have the courage to talk about this?
Actually, the campaign started about 4 or 5 years ago when I lost a childhood friend. The boyfriend stabbed her to death.
Are you kidding?
So yes, at the funeral, I got passionate. I got emotional at the funeral. And
was it happening all
Yes,
all the
it
time?
was.
And the guy would go back to beg, then she would take him back?
It happened on several occasions. The guy would slap her, she would complain to the parents. Because the guy was taking care of her in school, they didn't want to even know anything else apart from the fees the guy was paying. The guy would hit her feet and injure her feet. She would bring the wounds home. Oh, and yes, so to your fees, Nadia. You know, and then she would go back. One day she went and the guy stabbed her to death.
Were the parents proud?
So at the funeral, I got emotional about the whole thing, and then I created a page on Facebook to campaign against it. But I was getting so many negative comments. People inbox me, oh, this is happening domestic violence, yes, is everywhere. People will hate you for this. So you attract a lot of enemies. So it's everywhere. It's not something in Africa.
It's not a big deal.
In Africa, we cover stuff like this up for our own good. You know, so I was getting a lot of negative feedback from friends and my fans. So I decided to hold on for some time till I started experiencing it, like,
and you saw the traits
back to back. Then I realized, okay, I really need to do this.
Because I like what you said, that people will try to discourage you.
Yes.
Because when we started the Love Project, I met with one chief, and I was trying to explain the project to him, and I was highly disappointed after our meeting. What he told me was, why do you want to do this? Because when women are empowered, they get pompous and they get disrespectful. So sometimes a man would have to discipline her to keep her in order. Yes. And I sat there looking at him. I didn't know if I had to get up and walk out of that place. So I asked, so would you encourage men in your community to beat up their wives?
Discipline them.
He said, oh, it's not beating, it's discipline. So I think our perception as a people is also a problem.
Yes.
Because obade bema na yetu within some form between pie when so kakra. But it is not right. It is just not right. So if you should meet a man today who would claim to love you, and he should lift a finger on you or sexually abuse you, what will you do? Will you come out to speak about it as you're speaking about the others?
Of course.
Will you report to the police?
Of course I will. Everything I did in the past, I regret. Not reporting.
I'm sure you were also thinking of your image. That if you go to the police station, your issue is going to come out. And now you didn't go to a police station, but your issue is all over the place.
One of them I actually called the police. And then he escaped.
Oh.
So maybe that one would have been like
a starting point for you.
For me. But he escaped. The last one, actually. So, yeah. I think the boldness started from there.
Okay.
The courage started from there. I was bold enough to be able to call the police, because the one before that one, I called the police and then his mom called to apologize. I was actually driving to the station because he poured food on my face.
Hey.
In public, in front of his sister and his friends. So I was driving to the station and then he called his mom to
this
call
fine
me.
Face. What food was it?
It was noodles.
Oh.
I'm lucky it wasn't banku or
light soup.
You know, so from there...
Why did he do that? What did you say to him for him to pour noodles in your face?
You know, in the morning, he called me. I was home. We're married, so we weren't living together. I was home, and then he called and said he had seen some articles online about me. that, you know, there was this article that I was pregnant for Ignatius some time ago.
Yeah, Ignatius.
And it was actually, yes, I was on set, I was pregnant on set, and I took pictures. And then Ignatius actually used it as his DP. And the news came out that I was pregnant for him.
Oh.
So he saw the article, and then he's like, oh, so you've been dating this guy, or you got pregnant for him, and you didn't tell me about it.
Didn't he see your stomach?
No, it was before I even met him. The article came before I met him. And I'm like, this is even an old news. Besides, you know what I do. So some of these things, just ignore them. I'm different from what you see on TV and stuff. And then you're like, okay, I hear you. If this is the best thing, the best answer you can give me, then fine. Not knowing he was angry. And then later in the evening, he called me and I was cooking. And then he said he was hungry. I said, okay, I'm bringing some of the food to you. Where are you? And he said he was at work. His sister was there, his friend, 2 of his friends were there. So I took enough for 4 people to his work. And then when I got there, I entered and then I left the food on the table and I went to like hug him. And he gave me attitude. I'm like, what is this? Are you still mad at me? And then he shook his head. And then I wasn't comfortable and I was tired. So I'm like, okay, that's your food. If you're okay, eat and then call me when you're done, or if anything, I'll be home. So I come
for my bowls.
And then as I was walking out of the place, I saw him chasing me down to the car. So immediately I sat in the car. I saw the food being thrown on my face. Do you think I'm hungry? Do you think, is that how your mom taught you to treat a man? I'm like, what have I done to you? Because of an article
It wasn't even in the room.
It wasn't.
Outside.
Outside his workplace. His sister, 2 of his friends were there. So I drove, when he poured the food on my face, I just looked at the sister, and then she did. And I drove out. I was actually going to the police station when I had the call from her mom. His mom, sorry. And then she pleaded, and I forgot about it, and I went home.
Did you love him?
And then I put my phone on silent, and I went to bed. Because I knew he was going to call. And apparently the mom had been trying to reach me to confirm that I didn't go to the police
station.
And then I didn't answer the call because the phone was on silent. I left it somewhere because I knew he was going to call me. And then the mom told him that, according to him, the mom told him I wasn't answering the call. So they thought probably I had gone to the police or I had gone to see another man or something. He was just suspecting
why
stuff.
Is it that anytime a man is looking for a woman and he doesn't get through to her, it means she's seen another man? But really, seriously, Vicky, every woman sees every other man. It's a big world. Every woman sees every other man. As we are in this room, I'm seeing how many men? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, I see about 6 to 7 men in this room. So that word, you're seeing someone. Yes, she will see every other man.
I know.
So maybe he should say the right thing. Sleeping with other men. But so were you sleeping with other men?
He said when he was calling in, I wasn't answering. He thought I was with another man. So he came to the house, jumped my wall, broke the main entrance. There's a door before my bedroom door. He broke that door, broke my bedroom door, and came in the room.
And you were sleeping?
I was sleeping with his friend, that same friend he was with at work. They are very masculine. They lift metal, so they broke the 3 doors, jumped my wall, broke the 3 doors, and came to drag me out of...
That is criminal.
Drag me out of the room. In the car, he beat me up in the car for not answering his mom's call, that I disrespected his mom.
After pouring food on your face, he had the audacity to break into your house, drag you out into his car to beat you.
Yes.
Oh, Vicky.
And then he took me to his house to lock me up for 3 days because he was scared I was going to take him to the police.
3 days? Was he giving you food?
Yeah. He bought me the following day, he bought me gifts, loads of gifts, and he cried and begged.
Girls, that is what they do.
Yes.
They will beat you up.
Yes.
The next day he will come and cry an ocean that he's sorry he didn't know what came over him.
Yeah.
Yes, he won't cry a river. He will cry an ocean. Forgive him. 1 week, 2 weeks to 1 month, you'll be the most lovely person. Then when your wounds are just about healing, he will do it again.
Yeah.
Any man who will hit you that is who he is.
Yeah.
He will hit you again and again and again. And if you're not careful and you get married to him, you will give birth for this man. He will beat you in the presence of your children.
Yeah.
So girls, if they are beating you, flee, run, escape. What other word can I use?
Leave.
Disappear. Vanish. Vamoose. A man who can lift his hand to hit you is not a man you have to be with. You are born precious. You're beautiful. God created you for a king because you're a queen. Which king beats his queen? No, seriously. Which king beats his queen? At least, let me just use a scenario that, let's look at how His Royal Highness, the Asantehene, is. Then you hear that the Asantehene, God forbid, has beaten Lady Julia. It's not possible. Because royals are not brought up like that. Royals are trained. So even when Nana is angry, he will just swallow it and go and sleep. By the time he wakes up, he's over it. Because when you are angry, you can do things you do not mean to do. So if your man is not a king, please, I beg you, if you are not married to him, then you know that, hey, let me flee before it starts. So let me disappear. Girls, you are too precious. Young ladies, I'm begging you. And even when you are married and it happens, talk to someone about it. Now, some men are killing their wives.
Yeah.
Yes, from abuse. And because they don't talk to anybody about it, we don't know, and they'll come, oh, she had migraine and it got serious. For all you know, they would even pay their way through, and the postmortem that will come will not really be what killed the woman. And for all you, acid. We remember Joyce, who came on this show, whose partner poured acid on her. And we had to raise 40,000 cedis for this woman, for her plastic surgery. And by the grace of God, we are still in court with that gentleman. Yes, it's not fair.
At all.
It is not fair. And before I was blaming the gentleman's mother, that at least you are a mother. You are a mother. And eventually, our team were able to investigate and get hold of the woman. And the woman is called Auntie Gifty. She's in the United Kingdom. I think you should all applaud her. When I called her with a lot of anger, what she told me is, sweetheart, I'm a 61-year-old woman. Do you think I'm proud of what my son has done? He did it. He had the conscience to stop what he was doing, but he decided to do it. That is why I've left him for the government. He should pay for his sins. But some mothers will still protect that child.
Yeah.
But they forget that you could be her daughter. And when the woman said that, all the anger just left my heart. She said, anything I can do to support my grandchildren, I will do, but not my son. Because those kids are innocent. That is life. And the woman told me, I was warning this girl, be careful, oh, my son will kill you one day, oh, my son will kill you one day, oh. She didn't listen. And that's exactly what we are talking about. So girls, young women, ladies, women, when they hit you, talk to somebody about it. Report it. The Ghana Police Service, the adoption units, some of them are great. Talk to them. They will help you. And there are times that if you want protection where they don't bring your name out and everything, they do it. So don't be afraid. Talk about it.
And something, if you take pictures, if you have bruises, if you have wounds from the abuse and you take pictures, don't keep them on your phone, just your phone. Send them out. Send them to your friends or your siblings.
Someone you can trust.
They will destroy the evidence. They destroyed my phones because I had evidence. So currently I have only one evidence because they destroyed most of my evidence.
I hope you're going to let us share it on this show.
Yeah, sure.
Evidence. Good. And I'm sure people will just open their mouth on seeing that evidence.
And I took that even a week after. A week after, and it still looked the way it looked. So
no, I'm just shocked. And they will say, I'm sorry. And because of love, you embrace them back.
Well, nobody's perfect. And at the time, I was like, the devil you know is better than an angel you don't know. If you leave this one, do you know who next you're walking to? You know, you can't just keep walking because someone it hits you once or twice. You know, so I was giving them like chances. And then when it gets to a point, I realize, okay, if I don't leave, I'm gonna die. Then I leave.
So at what time did you decide to have another child? Was that planned? Was the second child planned?
Yes, I was expecting. Because I had waited for so many years, and then I'm not getting younger, so I decided last 2 years I decided to have a child.
Were you not worried you were not married, and looking at the society that we live in, and you being a role model to some people?
I was engaged to the father of my child.
Okay.
It wasn't
public. Boyfriend, girlfriend.
It wasn't made public. It was a private engagement, so the media didn't know about it.
How long were you with him?
Close to 2 years.
Why did you leave him?
It's a long story.
I want to know. I want you to tell your truth. I'm sitting here not judging you because we're all not perfect. And your truth could save somebody's life out there. So just tell me your truth.
It's almost the same. He abused me, and then on each occasion I was threatening that I was going to report him to the police. And he isn't Ghanaian, so he was scared of the police because he's not Ghanaian. The last stroke that broke the camel's back was when we went to my uncle's funeral, and then we were driving back to the hotel from the waykeeping, and at a point he had a call. My brother and my friends and my cousin were in the car, so he had a call and he said he wasn't comfortable talking in their presence, so he was going to get down and then I should keep moving slowly till he's done with the call and then he'll catch up with us. But from the funeral ground to the hotel wasn't far, so at a point I stopped and then I asked him if I should continue going.
Who was he talking to?
I don't know. He said it was business call. He signaled me to keep going. So when I realized I was in the hotel, and when he got to the hotel, he got mad that I left him to walk to the hotel. And I'm like, but I stopped and waved, and you signaled me to go. I didn't even finish my statement. He slapped me, and I was on the floor. So I started screaming, and the hotel, the guest, the owner of the hotel, he slapped me in front of my kid brother, my friend, one of his friends, and my cousins. So I was embarrassed, like, because these are people who respect me. So I was really embarrassed, and then when we got back from the funeral, I said, that's it.
It was reported he was married. Did you know he was married?
No.
How long were you with him? 2 years, 3 years?
Less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years. And you never knew he was married?
No. Because when he goes back home, I'll talk to his family. He was always in the family house. I'll talk to everybody in the house. He will make video call as late as midnight, you know. So
when you found out he was married, how did you feel?
As of now, I don't believe he's married. There's an issue. I heard about some woman, but they're not married.
Okay. So the media reported wrongly?
Yes.
If he should come back, will you go back to him? Why?
Because he abuses me. He will do it again.
That means you've learned.
I have. In a very bitter way, but I have.
So tell us about your project. Give us a little more light on your campaign.
My campaign is not just for women. It's not just violence against women. It's violence in general. Because men are being abused as well. Kids are being abused. Employees are being abused. So I'm going to tackle everywhere from the villages, because saying the villages, people are made to believe that our forefathers, used to abuse.
Yes, and that is submission.
Yes.
They
didn't complain and they didn't die.
Yeah.
They gave birth to your parents and they gave birth to you. And all of that is made to, you know, register in our heads. So we want to
that it's all right.
Yes, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with your husband hitting you once a while. It's love.
It's discipline.
So we want to take all those things out of their heads. So we'll go to the villages. We'll go to offices. We'll go to schools. Because some teachers abuse the student too much. We're not saying don't discipline or straighten them, but the way some of them do it is too much. So
some even sexually abuse the girls.
Yes.
Because of fried rice. Yes, the girls in boarding school.
The last time
there are parents who don't visit their children. So when the children are looking for home food, and the science teacher or the maths teacher has seen a little bit of boobies and maybe her hip coming out, they try to get these girls, oh, what do you want? They say fried rice. You go to town, buy her fried rice, 1, 2, 3. It's there.
Yeah.
Yes, even day schools. Yes. So, but maybe you're a teacher and you're like that, I will lock you up gladly. Because children, you are parents. Once you're a teacher, you are a parent. Children should rather come to you to tell you that, say, someone is doing this to me, for you to protect the child, not for you to do it. So me, if you're a teacher and your issue comes to me, I don't even blink. I would make sure
to encourage the student to speak
come
out.
up and speak out. It's just sometimes it makes me sick. I'm sorry, but when I talk about these things, I'm very passionate. It is not right. So ladies, let's speak up. You won't die. Speak up.
Yeah.
Emotionally, it will help you. Spiritually, it will help you. Speak up. Vicky, high five. I've had a lot of fun with you, and I love how you have freely said what you want to say. And I will encourage you to keep speaking up. I mean, yes, they will come at you because some of the people who might even be talking about you do it themselves.
Yes.
So the guilt alone, they would have to crush your spirit. But once I'm doing this and you're also doing this, it means that is the right thing for us to do, so that the next generation of men and women will be wise ones. Wise men and women do not batter each other. We don't live in the animal kingdom. This is not a jungle. If this is love, let's live and let love show. So Vicky, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you too.
Have you had a holiday in a long time?
No.
You've been stressed?
I'm not stressed. I've been enjoying my son, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah, and your son is so handsome.
Thank you.
I'm the only one that son goes to. Grandma Pancake. So what we want to tell you is, Vicky, keep doing what you're doing. But for all your stress and all your drama, Elmina Beach Resort is the sister hotel of La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. And Elmina Beach Resort is in Cape Coast. So we're taking you to Elmina.
Wow.
Yeah. Go and chillax. It's not go and chill, though. Go and chillax.
Chill and relax.
Yes, and Gita and her team would meet you and they'll give you a very good time so that you can concentrate and do this project and bring it to a beautiful success. So this is coming from La Palm Royal Beach Hotel and Elmina Beach Resort.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, love. Keep
you.
doing you. Don't let anybody stop you.
Not at all. Not even what's circulating on social media. And I would like to take this opportunity, because I know you have a huge audience out there, take this opportunity to say sorry for some of the videos that are circulating on social media. I just want to send my apologies out there to anybody that the video might have affected in any way. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. It came out like that. I'm sorry.
Yes, because I wanted to ask you, did you really say that?
I didn't mean it the way I was quoted.
You were quoted.
Yes, but I just want to say sorry.
Sometimes it's like that. Things just come. When they come, dust it under the carpet and move on. Stay focused. What is the word?
Stay focused.
Thank you. When you're driving and you keep turning to see who is coming, you keep turning, before you know, you crash. Focus, okay? Don't let anybody get your attention. So thank you very much for coming. We also have something little for you to take home, okay? So
wow.
With the school people in your house, that now they don't like to be called children. No. This is coming from Lexter Ghana Limited.
Okay.
They're the producers of Yas products. And this is Hooch Cornflakes. So kindly give it to my children.
Thank you so much. I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And please, when you are going to Amina, I want to be in your bag. Oh. It has been an amazing edition on restoration today. I know most men who have been doing it have watched us and are feeling super guilty. We're not judging you. You can stop it. It's not part of you. That is not how God created you. God created you with so much love that that love can save the world. Stop hitting your partners, please. I want to say a very big thank you to Ophelia of ABS Collection for my outfit, to Inshra of Inshilo at Kolebu, opposite the ECG. Inshra, thank you very much for my hair. I want to say thank you to Juliet of I want to say a very big thank you to Juliet of Diva Strengths for this beautiful shoe. Juliet, thank you very, very much. And to Grace, of course, for my lovely makeup. It has been wonderful, and it's always wonderful right here on this show. And I'm saying that I'm leaving you, but I cannot leave you without reminding you that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. We'll see you same time next week.
Welcome to the end of the tunnel. I see a bright light shining through, and it's just for you. There is hope.